Folks, I'm going to tell you 5 quick facts about black bull markets. Now, did you know, number 1, they're New Zealand FMA regulated? Number 2, did you know they have a copy trading service where you can either be a signal provider or copy signals? And number 3, did you know they've got over 26,000 tradable assets, including Forex, crypto, stocks, indices, and even more? And number 4, did you know they offer 500 to 1 leverage? And number 5, if you open up an account today and trade 1 lot a month, they're going to give you TradingView Pro for free. Check them out, Black Bull Markets.
Good morning, everybody. It's a pleasure to be here this morning. And we're going to start taking a look at US 30. It's been a while since we've been here together. I guess that's life. Life comes at you sometimes in ways that you don't understand, but it's life. Well, let's go ahead and take a look at US 30 on the hour time frames. Let's start with the daily. I have done some workup earlier today. So as you can see here, US 30 is currently bearish. And we have marked up some interesting level, which is the look back period, the 20, 40, and 60 days look back period. You can see here the 20 days high. Low is not interesting as we've already taken this out with this price leg. The 40 days high as well. Low either is not interesting as we've already taken it out. And our next targets that would probably be the 60 days low. So normally the high would be here, but we have the 60 days low. That's the most interesting target right now. We are currently, price is currently sitting at this down close candle here. As you can see, we have 2 wicked, 2 candles wicked inside of this down close candle, yesterday's candle and today's candle. Both wick dropped inside of this candle. But I think we might see more movement down, taking out this low definitively. And also on the daily, we have this important fair value gap that was created last Thursday, and it hasn't been filled yet so far. So that's something to look at. And then we have here the previous day's low that hasn't been taken out yet. Since yesterday when price opened here, it has been dropping, and it almost, I mean, for some brokers, you will see that it's did an unequal low with previous day's low, but here on the window, it almost take out the previous day low. It didn't take it out on the window, but some brokers have equal lows. I have tracked they have equal lows on some brokers, so some brokers might even take it out already. So let's see here. So the daily fair value gap, the previous day's low, those are targets, and also this daily fair value gap. Although I am bearish overall on the US 30, but for today, not sure yet. I don't have a bias yet for today specifically. We also have news for today. Yes. So today at 10 a.m. we have CB Consumer Confidence news that should provide some movement in the market for sure, as it usually does. And let's drop down to the 4 hour. Here you can see we have the previous 4 hour high and low marked out, and on the 1 hour we have this fair value gap that is significant. And as price is moving, we can see that it is the next potential target here, this 1 hour fair value gap for price to move into after taking out this the liquidity above this 4 hour candle. That's here. We have the previous 4 hour low and the previous 4 hour high. So we might see something like this price action enter into this fair value gap and then drop to take out this this low, and also yesterday's low. We might see something like that, or probably we might see something even totally different. We might see some move here, taking out this fair value gap completely, returning to retest it, and push back up into this daily fair value gap that was created last week. So that would be take out this gap entirely and then return to test it. And yeah. So we might, to me, that's the two possibilities that we might see for today in terms of directional bias for USD. So we might, because I am not sure yet what the market wants to do, because I know that this fair value gap on the daily was not mitigated yet, and it is an important fair value gap. And also, I see that we have this tendency to go lower with USD, so it might want to go lower, taking out previous day's low, and next target would be the 60-day low in the 60-day period look back. And our current state right now is looking at this fair value gap on the 1 hour and see how price might want to react to that. That's definitely our current interest. It's this 1 hour fair value gap. So currently, let me see. We are currently at midnight open. I use an indicator that just draw out the line for me here. That's the true date. It's the midnight open, midnight Eastern time, and also it is at the 1:30 open, which is considered to be the true open of the London session, and currently at the true open of the New York session. But most importantly, we are at the midnight open, which is an interesting point in price. And as we see there, we have taken out previous highs liquidity here, here, and also here. We have taken out those liquidities, and currently the most appealing liquidity point sits down there. That is if price wants to go down there, but sell stop, sell side liquidity here, but we don't know yet. But looking at it on the higher time frame perspective, price is currently bullish, I would say, on the 1 hour, and I am I'm more inclined to see price go into this fair value gap and see how it reacts to it. But that's only our view of the market, it can do whatever it wants to do. Here on the 5 minutes, first let me see the 15 minutes. Okay, take it out this highs here. On 5 minutes, we have left a breaker and a fair value gap here. As you can see here, price dipped down and push up and dip down even further before pushing up. So this candle could be considered a breaker. And we have a fair value gap here on this candle right here. Might be interesting. It might just be interesting to see if price wants to go down there. If price wants to drop down there, we might see a reaction here to continue up there, or maybe it might go down there, taking out those liquidity on the sell side. Let's see what it wants to do. Good morning, Tony. Looks like a triple bottom. Well, I wouldn't be able to say. Yeah, it looks like, I would say. If those are the three bottoms that you're talking about, I'm not really familiar with these concepts, but I've heard of them, but not very familiar with them. I believe that's 1, 2, and 3. If that's what you're talking about, yes, it looks like. Which is even more enticing, I would say, for price to want to go below those sell side liquidity. Although, it can do whatever it wants, but I believe that it might. But let's wait and see what it wants to do. Well, lately I haven't been trading. Tony, I'm a beginner, but yes, definitely. It looks like. I'm not familiar, but it looks like. So lately, I haven't been trading anything else than US 30. I haven't taken a look at gold nor USDJPY. Only US 30 lately. It's been, kind of been in sync with US 30. It's been a little bit difficult to take a look at other things. US 30 is plenty. There's plenty of movement in US 30 to keep you interested. But, based on the fact that we know that price has already taken liquidity out over there and also reached into the true day open, which is midnight price, I would be interested in taking a short position here. Let's say here, my stop would be above here and target at least this low. That looks interesting to me. And we're watching price to see how it reacts to this imbalance here. Although I don't think it should hold it. And that's just a little scalp as we are before the opens of the sessions, which were most importantly to me 8:30 and 9:30. So these are the two sessions that usually um, start to really put price into a frame where it's following a direction if there's one, or it's just gyrating around, moving sideways if there is no direction for the day, or they call it like seek and destroys profiles, like where prices going up and down in ranges, taking out sell side, buy side liquidities, and not going anywhere precisely, just into a range. So at this point, we might see a little retracement here as price likes to retrace after taking out previous low or not. You just take out this low here. As we're on the scalping, I would reduce my take profit for sure inside of the imbalance. So that would give us 1 to 5 ish risk to reward ratio. And as we can see here, the lot of retracement provided. Price likes this retracement after taking it out a low or an high. The retracement, maybe not. Although I keep my target here, but I do expect this low to be ran out. But as you know, when you're trading, it's not about getting all the move, but it's about getting most of the move. As you can see here, that's 1.6 something. Risk to reward ratio. This would have given me like 2.9 risk to reward ratio. That's more than half of the expected risk to reward ratio. So if you can catch 50% of the move, you've already done enough. In trading, you should not be greedy. And a lot of times, I pay this a lot with a lot of money. Like I'm in a trade, I'm in profit, and I feel like my target is not going to be reached entirely. But I was right about the direction. I had a good entry in everything and all. And I do not take my profits. I do not take my profits and price come close to my take profits and just reverse all the way. And it didn't take me in. And there's this thing that happens a lot when there's a stop loss, you feel like any little movement take you out. But when it comes to your take profit, it's like price might play around a lot and it doesn't take you in. It doesn't fill in the order and just sometimes reverse just like that. That's why when I'm in a trade, if I'm close to my take profits and I'm not seeing any high level, like high level movement, that means big candles that are moving fast. I'm not staying in, I'm just taking my profit. I'm close to my take profit. I'm maybe two 2 to 5 pips away or points away from my take profit, so I'm taking it. At this point, I would move my, well, would I move my stop loss? I don't think so. Because we still have an imbalance here in the 1 minutes. Although I don't think price should go up there that high, but we haven't seen a retracement inside of it. But I want price to dip down, to dip inside of this imbalance here on the buy side. I don't think it will go back up here. I don't think so, but it might. But before that, we also have this little imbalance here inside of this candle. I like the reaction with this candle. If it close, I didn't even finish what I was gonna say, and it didn't close as I expected it. hmm I expected it to close a little bit down below, but it didn't. But the second candle seems to be promising in closing below the slope. Because at this point we have reached inside of the imbalance, so we gotta be yes, as I said, price might reach into that as well, because as we can see there, we have a breaker. That's a breaker after a liquidity grab above these highs and these highs. That's a breaker here. So price might want to reach into that or not. That's why I'm not interested in moving my stop yet. I would want to see a close below this candle before moving my stop loss. And one thing about playing around before sessions opens like 8:30 or 9:30 is that you have to be patient and sit around seeing the market doing almost nothing, because market is kind of slow before those times, like before 8:30 and 9:30. I mean, slow for US 30, of course, because UF 30 moves a lot, so it's slow for US 30, but for some people it's not slow. Yes, I'm in a trade. I mean, it's a little scalp, as we expected price to go inside of this imbalance, which it has already done, but we also expected those sell side to be taken out. But it's playing a little bit around here inside of this imbalance, and we would want to see a close below this candle here. That would gives us the indication that we can move our stop loss to break even, because as you can see here, there was a breaker inside of this price, like here. So price might want to return into that. So at this point, we're not moving our stop yet, but as soon as we have a close below this candle, I'm moving my stop, whether or not price wants to continue down on it. But so far, we're seeing a rejection from that value gap, but I'm not sure it holds. Let's wait and see. I mean, we've been a little bit greedy on this trade. That could have been a one-to-one beautiful trade as well. At this point, scalp, it returns into the breaker right now. It might just move up because, as I said, on the 5 minutes, you can see that was an imbalance, and our expectation was that price might want to go into this 1 hour fair value gap. So that might be a loss because we were a little bit greedy on that. We could have taken a one-to-one as it was a scalp here because it has entered into the fair value gap. But at this point, if it doesn't return into it to take out this low, it's a loss. Because on the 5 minute, this imbalance, we were expecting some reaction off of it to take out the previous 4 hour candle high, which is this line, this green line here, and probably with the 8, it's currently 801. With the 830, probably get into this imbalance, this fair gap on the 1 hour. But let's see if it wants to return down or just continue going up. At this point, I'm calling. That's a loss, I believe. Shouldn't come back down. It's gonna go take our stop loss. Well, I'm not familiar with head and shoulder, but yes, definitely it's not going. It's not going down. As I said, in 5 minutes earlier, this we wanted to see a reaction from this imbalance here as our long-term or mid-term expectation was for price to take out this 4 hour candle high, previous 4 hour candle, and dip inside of this 1 hour fair value gap that was here. Because mainly on the 1 hour, we can see that price has been bullish since I believe 3 a.m. this morning. We made the low of the day so far in London, and we have been having a bullish momentum since then. And we were expecting price to go into this 1 hour fair value gap. But that was just a little scalp. I mean, it could have even a little bit of profit. It did reach into the imbalance. So at this point, we're seeing this imbalance push price up, and we are expecting as our next target this. So this position is no longer valid. I have closed. I mean, one thing is when you in a trade and you see that your trade is no longer valid. I mean, it doesn't mean that you have, if the trade is valid, you still keep the trade on. But if you see that the trade is no longer valid, you don't need to wait for your full stop loss to hit. And at this point, my trade is no longer valid. Whether it wants to return into that or not, it's no longer valid because this has been, as you can see here, how this reacted, how price reacted to this imbalance, and it's a clean support for it. So at this point, I'm no longer interested in shorting here. So I'm more interested in seeing the market going inside of this imbalance on the 1 hour. Or even taking this high here on the 4 hour previous 4 hour candle. And the market might consolidate a little bit today before the news. We might not see a lot of movements at 9:30 for US 30, as we have the CB consumer confidence today at 10. So we might be seeing some slow market at 9:30 open, waiting for what the news will do. And we're about to take out this high here. So as mentioned earlier, we have we have two expectation. Price might want to go into this fair value gap and return down there. That's one of our expectation. As currently, although we are bearish on US 30, I don't have a bias. Or price might just fill this entirely, return into it for support, and then reach into this daily fair value gap that we can see here. We have a big daily fair value gap that was formed on Thursday last week. So to me, that's the two most probable scenarios that we might see with today's price action. Although I am more inclined to a move up, I'm more inclined to a move up, but I'm still not, I don't have a bias for US 30 yet for this week. I would wait to see price action for today, Tuesday. So depending on how price reacts today, I might have a bias for the rest of the week. If we come up here and then we reject this price, so we're probably going to see lower prices for the rest of the week. Let me see. On the news calendar, we don't have very much Thursday, nothing on Wednesday. And Friday, we have news. Okay. So we have nothing on Wednesday. So if price reject this rally gap, I'm looking to see the rest of the week being bearish. If price takes support into this rally gap and continue higher, we might probably see some reversal at this point, or probably price coming up into this area that hasn't been mitigated yet. So if price come into this rally gap, it might reach into this area here that hasn't been mitigated yet. So those are the two outcomes. So whether today decides whether we have a bullish or bearish week overall on US 30. We barely touched this high here. this might be the move up here. I think this price leg should give us the move into this fair value gap definitively. As you can see here, it returns inside of this price actions where the 7:30 open happened, and it retraced below the midnight price again. And it kinda reach into this imbalance here on the 1 minute. We are currently 8:20. We are approaching the 8:30 open. It dipped down below here to provide an entry inside of this imbalance on the 1 minute. Well, I believe that was it for today. Unfortunately, I have to leave you there, guys. So as you know already, my expectations and my return price for US 30. So you have pretty much an idea of what I expect price to do here to reiterate. For today, I don't have a bias, but I expect one or two things. Whether price wants to reach into this fair value gap and reject it and go down lower, or price wants to go up and then break this gap entirely, use it as support, and then reach into the daily fair value gap here. So I expect one of those two things for today. I don't have a bias yet. Based on what I see, the reaction inside of this price action, the 8:30, the 9:30 opening, I will have a better read on price. Well, guys, it's been a pleasure. Hopefully, we can see you tonight. I will be live again tonight during Asian session for US time frame, EST, or maybe tomorrow for some other people. So, see you guys then and enjoy the rest of your day. Bye bye.